I got the
Where
split
shows-
screen.
shows
I don't like
location,
the
there's-
split
See, it doesn't
screen.
say split screen.
The very first set?
Mhm.
Because I wasn't there.
You were saying
So,
split screen.
go, can you?
I don't know what it said.
Right here,
I just
see?
opened it and that's how it came up.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Figure.
That's why.
Since I can't
I
see.
didn't, I looked this far, I didn't look there. That's why.
Blonde?
Yeah.
Okay, we're all set. I'm glad I asked you.
You have a split screen?
Yes.
It's just hot in here.
ready, I'd like to call the meeting to order. If you would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can you call the roll, Madam Clerk? Please.
Mrs. Vert,
Present.
Mrs. Fafdahl,
Present.
Mrs. Anderson,
Present.
Ms. Miller,
Here.
Mrs. Funcast, Mr. Klee,
Present.
Ms. Campbell.
Present.
We're all here.
Present and accounted for. Are there any additions or deletions to this evening's agenda?
No, there are not. Board members will find the confidential items at their places, marked A and B.
Thank you. So we have 3 sets of minutes to correct. We'll start with the June 1st meeting minutes. Are there any corrections to the meeting minutes from June 1st?
I don't see any, but I think, is that the one that I helped you with?
Yeah, I was gone on an emergency.
I want to say thank you for taking care of my mess. That's all.
So,
easy.
all those in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Those stand approved. And now for the June 7th meeting minutes. Any corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from the June 7th meeting signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Those stand approved. Now we'll move on to the June 21st meeting minutes. I know I said 21st. Yeah, that is right. The 21st meeting minutes. Any corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? And those stand approved. Thank you. We'll move on to public comment. And it's good to see your faces. I'd ask that you'd come to the podium, state your name and address, and you'll be, no, you don't need to state your address, sorry. You'll be given 4 minutes to address the board.
Say something. My name is Gerald Roberts. My address is 4487 Lindywood Drive, Swartz Creek, Michigan. Been a resident in Flint Township since 1971. I moved here with my daughter at that particular time and my ex-wife. I now have a new wife, and I'm very happy. I have a couple comments to make. First of all, would like to welcome new trustee, Miss Debbie Campbell.
Thank you.
I haven't had a chance to meet you before or even see you, but I admire you running for office and trying to do your duty.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've been quite boisterous with regard to my comments and how my feelings are over the period of years. I'd like to make a statement here, and I don't know how many of you people are guilty of this, but I'm just going to leave it out there. The famous words, "I will get back with you on that." Every one of you people have constituents out there that have put you in the office. They might not have voted for you, but they've put you in the office, in other words, to try to represent them to the best of your ability. I'm a veteran. I served in the Army National Guard. I was down at basic training in Fort Knox, Kentucky, when President Kennedy was assassinated. I was called up for service in the National Guard 3 times. 2 times for tornadoes. 1 time for the Detroit riots. I can directly relate to the feelings of the people in the military and what they went through in Seattle, Portland, Minneapolis, Chicago, all over this particular country. At that particular time, I was up at Camp Grayling and we got called down for duty. We had people firing at us, trying to kill us back then. There's machine guns in the streets. So I can relate. But there was one thing that happened. The President of the United States at that particular time federalized us. And shortly after we were federalized, they brought in an airborne division. We stopped the rioting in the streets. It saddens my heart to see leadership across this country let their cities and their constituents lose their businesses and burn those cities to the ground when that did not have to happen. The people in those cities put those people there to represent them. They did not put those people to ignore them for the form of a political movement. I do not believe in socialism. I do not believe in communism. And if tomorrow they told me, go on down to the National Guard Armory and take up your arms, we're going to take this country back, I would do it. I'm a veteran. I'm a U.S. citizen, and I feel that that particular flag right there means something to every one of you people in this particular thing. All these people out here in this township, it means something to them. And all the people across this USA means something.
Mr. Roberts, your time is up now.
I'm sorry,
Your 4 minutes is up.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm having to relinquish my time. But I would hope that God bless this nation and the people that are in this particular country. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts. Is there anyone else who'd like to address the board? No? We'll move on to reports. I don't have a report this evening. Just wanted to welcome everybody back. I'm glad we're all back. I see familiar faces in the audience. We're glad you're here. And we move on. We have a lot ahead of us, a long road ahead of us, and by working together, we'll get the work done. Madam Clerk, do you have a report for us this evening?
Not this evening, no.
Madam Treasurer, do you have a report for us this evening?
No.
Are there any trustee reports this evening? Sure.
I want to thank the Seawards again for slaving away out at those curtains. They're faithfully out there every week, and they look really, really good. And it's a job, so thank you again.
Well, if the Seawards were there and you saw them, that means you were there, so thank you
No,
very much.
actually, I wasn't.
Thank you, Barb.
I'll admit, no.
Carol? Trustee Clee?
I have a couple quick things. One is we will be setting up another meeting with the township and with the pastors in the Flint Township. So that should be July, because we had decided we were going to do that quarterly, and it was a really nice first meeting that we had in April. And then the second thing is, in my neighborhood, which is Van Slyke Manor, I walk a lot, so I got to know a lot of the neighbors. And they pointed out off Van Slyke Road that GM lights go very brilliantly into their homes and their backyards on, I think it's Kingswood. So I called GM because I knew a couple people that I might be able to get it taken care of. And so we're working on that. But Karen let me know I should reach out to our own department here too, to see if they can help, because nobody would appreciate a lot of bright lights in their backyard when they're sitting outside. So I just thought I'd mention I was working on it.
So I know our representative on the Planning Commission is Trustee Fafdahl, and I try to go to a lot of meetings. I don't go to all of them, but that's a requirement when there's highlights coming down, that it stays on the parking lot and not travel, right?
It's where they
Yes,
park
it
the
is.
trucks,
Yeah.
Yes.
by the dry
The
cleaner.
new
and that.
building?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll
It's
bring
been there
this up to the
forever.
building department, ask them to.
Very good.
Get that taken care of. All righty, trustee Klee?
Nothing other than we have supposed to have a ZBA on Wednesday, and we'll see how that goes.
Great. Thank you very much. We'll move on to department reports.
Yes, ma'am. Since last meeting, the police department has taken over 1,500 calls. So roughly that breaks down to about 108 per day. The officers have conducted over 100 business checks, 60 residence checks, and 100 traffic stops. Also, since the last meeting, Sergeant Mike Nemechek, he put on ALICE training. And ALICE training, if you're not familiar with it, is commonly referred to as active shooter training. Alert, lockdown, inform, counter, and evacuate. It's basically a sliding scale of how you would respond to a situation. So he put that on at the mall for roughly 50 people, and was very thrilled about the turnout that he had. And then, as we talked about earlier, National Night Out will be a go this year, August 3rd. It will again be held at the front lawn at the police department from 4:30 to 8. And for those that have not taken part in it, which I believe the majority here have, it's a great time. So we will be full speed ahead with National Night Out again.
The 3rd, right?
On the 3rd, correct. Tuesday, August 3rd.
All righty.
And then I just have one item for the agenda.
2. Right?
I think I just have one.
Okay. We'll get to that. Thank you, Lieutenant Wangler. Sergeant Beckley.
All
Or
right.
No, should I call you Fire Marshal Beckley?
Either one will work. Thank you. Since the last board meeting, your fire department's responded to 48 fire calls, including 3 structure fires. On June 30th, we responded to the Fouches Plaza here on South Linden Road, just north of Corona, for a commercial structure fire. This call came in at about 3 o'clock in the morning, and the initial calls are for heavy smoke and fire coming from the roof. We were able to contain the fire to the Fouches Pub, with the Strike Zone building and the Vehicle City CrossFit suffering smoke and water damage. The other 3 businesses in the complex had no damage and were able to reopen shortly after. We were assisted on that incident by Swartz Creek, Mundy Township, and Grand Blanc Township also. On July 2nd, we responded to a shed fire on the 4,000 block at Corbin. That was brought under control relatively quickly. And yesterday, July 4th, we had a unattached garage fire in the 3,300 block of Van Kampen. There was another structure and a vehicle that were damaged in that incident, and we received mutual aid from Burton on that call. Since the last meeting, there's been 15 inspections that have been completed in different businesses in the township. And we do have one item on the agenda this evening.
Great. Thank you very much. So we'll move on from there. I don't think we have a committee report this evening. Next time. We'll move on to number 8, Madam Treasurer.
We do not have any bills for payment, but we did have disbursements in the amount of $1,274,613.79.
Thank you very much. Number 9, Madam Clerk, are there any correspondence or informational items?
Not for this meeting.
Thank you. We'll go on to new business, action item A. Lieutenant Wangler?
Yep, thank you. Board members, in your board packet, Chief Selter had created a letter. We currently have 4 budgeted police officer vacant positions. The Flint Township Civil Service Commission has provided the name of Justin McWilliams, that's Jestin McWilliams, for the position of police officer. Mr. McWilliams is currently employed with Genesee County Sheriff's Department as a deputy, where he has worked for a total of 7 years. With your approval, I would ask that we move forward with hiring Justin McWilliams effective July 18th at the base pay rate of the start of the 3rd year per the patrol officers' collective bargaining agreement.
Clee would move that we accept Chief Salter's representation and presented by Lieutenant Wangler this evening.
To hire
To
Justin.
hire Justin, Jestin, capital MC McWilliams, effective the
18.
Yep. Starting
Alrighty.
at the 3rd.
3rd year.
3rd
So
year.
we have a motion. Is there a second?
Sport.
Trustee Vert has a second on that. Any discussion, any questions for Lieutenant Wangler? No?
I'm excited we're getting an experienced person on board, so that's
Right.
great.
The R word that I keep throwing around, recruit, and the second one is retain. So you and I have had that conversation several times. Thanks, LT.
So we have a motion on the table to hire Justin McWilliams, effective July 18th, at the third-year base rate. Madam Clerk, roll call, please, on the motion.
Mrs. Pfaffdown?
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Funk, yes. Mr. Klee?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Vert?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Action
Board.
item B, Fire Marshal Beckley.
And thank you. Board members, in your packet, we are requesting your approval to hire on-call firefighter applicant Christy Virgin as an on-call firefighter. She has successfully completed her physical exam, drug test, police records check, and physical agility test. Christy has completed her firefighter 1 and 2 through the Genesee County Fire Academy, and upon approval, Christy will begin the orientation process.
Effective date,
Effective July 6th, I believe.
July 6th?
Yes.
6/20. Do we have a motion to do so?
Clee would move to accept the representation for Christy Virgin as a new on-call firefighter and to have her begin effective tomorrow, July 6th, if I'm reading that correctly.
Thank you. Is there a second to the motion?
Anderson,
Oops, go ahead.
Anderson supports.
Any further discussion or questions for Beckley? No? All righty, Madam Clerk, roll call, please, on hiring Christy Virgin, effective tomorrow, as an on-call firefighter for Flint Township.
Mrs. Anderson?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Funk, yes. Mr. Klee?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Vert?
Yes.
Mrs. Pfaffdown?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Action item, thank you. C is the second reading on the cost recovery ordinance. You have that before you, and so far it hasn't changed. We're going to vote on this tonight if you're ready to do so, but I'll tell you that Chief Salter and Assistant Chief Raleigh and I are working on some fees associated with this, so I've asked them for us to finalize them to come to the next board meeting. So a motion would be in order to approve the amendment to the cost recovery ordinance, please.
Clee would move that we accept the second reading of the cost recovery ordinance as presented.
And
And
adopt the amendment?
Yes, ma'am.
Please, thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a second to the motion?
Support.
Any questions on this?
Just one. Should we add the piece in to add the dollars in after this has been approved, or do we not need to do
No,
that?
because we have a schedule of fees.
Right.
And those can change from time to time by the board without bringing everything
Okay, good.
from it, and that will come next meeting. So we have a motion and a second to adopt the amendment to the cost recovery ordinance. If there's question?
I have one more question that, so if non-residents are in an accident on the way up north on 75, do we bill then their insurance company?
it's the insurance
Okay,
company.
Perfect.
And I know we do some of that now, but we need to be more effective at it.
Consistent,
Yeah,
makes sense that we'd save a lot of money.
yeah. All righty. Any other questions? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call, please, on the motion to adopt the amendment of the cost recovery ordinance.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Funk, yes. Mr. Klee?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Vert?
Yes.
Mrs. Pfaffdown?
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Action item D. Can I call on you, Lieutenant Wangler, for National Night Out?
It might be me because it
Might be
was
the
her.
clerk, it says police, but that's okay.
Either one of us. You want to do it? You want me to do it?
Go ahead.
Okay, this was presented by Officer Chiza to close Norco and Fleckenstein down on Tuesday, August 3rd from 3:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. for National Night Out at the police department, and that is my motion to present the application to the Genesee County Road Commission.
Is there a second to the motion?
Support.
Any questions or discussion on this?
That was Mrs.
Pfaffdown.
Pfaffdown, okay.
Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call, please, to on the motion to approve the permit for the road closure for National Night Out on August 3rd.
Mrs. Funk, yes. Mr. Klee?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Vert?
Yes.
Mrs. Pfaff-Dow?
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Action item E, Madam Clerk.
Action item E is for Bikes on the Bricks. It's the same thing. It's to approve the application so it can go on to the Road Commission. I just have to open it up here. Yeah, it's to approve the resolution for the 2021 Bikes on the Bricks event on Saturday, September 11th, from approximately 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., beginning on Austin Parkway, northbound to Hogarth Avenue, to westbound Augusta, Arlene, to northbound Graham, to westbound Beecher, to northbound Sheridan Road, to southbound Elms, to eastbound Court Street. And this will include a temporary blocking of intersections, and as we have required in the past, that they notify the businesses along the routes that this will be going on. They've always been good about, at least from our end, I guess from the police end too, they're always very good about the event. So that would be my motion, that we approve the resolution for Bikes on the Bricks for September 11th.
Is there a second to the motion?
Support.
So the only discussion, is there any discussion?
I have one thing, if I might. And I'm going to look at that handsome gentleman way in the back with this question. I think
The
you and I...
road project?
The road project.
Exactly.
It might be right dead time when they have not finished it yet. Mr. Whiteside is in the audience, and he's looking at that the same way. If I'm not mistaken, from what we heard in our last meeting, we're looking at late October, maybe?
Right, so I don't know the exact start date because, I mean, a lot of things change. The worst is that they might be confined to one side of the road, and, because they got to keep the road open, but they may not have use of the whole road at that particular point in time.
Might be a little crowded for them, but they'll have to make do, just so they're aware of it.
And they only just start out on Austin Parkway,
Yeah.
right? They
Mhm.
leave Harley
Right.
Davidson, so.
Right.
We have
Austin's going, it's going all the way to Hogarth is where they're doing it.
to the blacktop.
Blacktop,
Just
right.
they're redoing the concrete. No, I take that back. I could be wrong.
I think
they're
Mr.
doing-
Whiteside was going to...
They're doing the concrete, the
they're
blacktop
doing-
too.
Nothing from Corona Road to Hogarth. That is getting done too, but I don't think they've got the bids back on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All righty, we have a motion and a second on approving the resolution for the permit for Bikes on the Bricks. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mr. Klee?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Vert?
Yes.
Mrs. Pfaff-Dow?
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Funk, yes. Motion carries.
Thank you. Last one, action item F, Madam Clerk.
Yes, this is for the Cavalier Band Boosters Charitable Gaming License Resolution, and really, we haven't had one of these come before us since 2013, 2014. It was Los Gatos Cat Rescue. And all we have to do is approve it, and it moves on forward to the state for their license. So our motion would be to adopt, my motion would be to adopt a local resolution for a charitable gaming license as a first step for the Cavalier Band Boosters to get a license from the state of Michigan for the purpose of selling raffle tickets.
Is there a second to the motion?
Support.
Any further discussion or questions? No, hearing none. Madam Clerk, roll call, please, on the approving the resolution, approving the motion of the resolution for the Cavalier Band Boosters Charitable Gaming License.
Ms. Campbell.
Yes.
Mrs. Vert.
Yes.
Mrs. Pfaff-Dow.
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
Ms. Miller.
Yes.
Mrs. Funk, yes. Mr. Klee.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Number 11 is announcements.
Our next board meeting will be July 19th at 6 PM.
So I want to let the board know, I just briefly mentioned something before the meeting. We do have we approved a resolution, a policy about hybrid meetings. You may attend through the end of this year, I believe, or at least through October. If you are called on military duty, or if you are ill, we don't require a doctor's note for not coming in person, but if you are sick and you wanted to Zoom in, you still have the ability to do so. I don't know if it's till October, the end of the year, I'll check on that, but we have to check on how that's done. I don't know if the 18-hour notice would apply for that too. I'm not sure, and I don't know if it applies just for the board members or for the audience too, but I will find out and let you know. But it's a big illness, let us know, because we'll try and get that taken care of. But I'll be speaking with our attorney tomorrow to find out how we handle that. And at the next meeting, I will have that fee schedule, and if there's no further business, and without objection, we'll call the meeting adjourned.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey. She's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.